Welcome everyone. Today we're going to walk through ClickUp Brain, the AI that lives right inside your ClickUp workspace. Think of this as a practical hands-on session. If you have ClickUp open on another screen, feel free to follow along. Quick question before we start. Has anyone here ever spent way too long searching for a document or rewritten the same status update 3 times in 1 week? That exactly is what frustrates us, and that's exactly what Brain was built to solve. So let's dive in. Here's a roadmap for the next topics. We'll start by understanding what ClickUp Brain actually is. Then we'll look at its 3 main pillars: the knowledge manager, the project manager, and the AI writer. After that, we'll get into AI agents, which let you automate work in a hands-free way. We'll also cover the image generator and how the brain helps us to brainstorm content. So, what exactly is ClickUp Brain? It's basically a smart assistant that already understands your whole workflow. It can pull information from your tasks, your docs, your projects, and even your conversations, and give you helpful answers right when you need them. Look at these 3 big benefits on the slide. First, it eliminates searching. You don't have to dig through folders or ping teammates asking where is that file. Second, it kills busy work by handling repetitive status updates and reports to you. And third, it helps you create content, emails, briefs, summaries in just a few seconds. The key thing to remember is this is not a generic chatbot. Because it lives inside your workspace, it already knows your tasks, your people, and your history. ClickUp Brain is built on 3 pillars, and they all work together. The left one is AI Knowledge Manager. This is one of the answers to the questions about your docs, tasks, dashboards, and projects. You ask it, it finds the answer and gives you the context. In the middle is the AI Project Manager. So the AI Project Manager helps you with progress reports, stand-ups, team updates, and smart automation. It won't replace a real project manager, but it makes their job a lot more easier. On the right-hand side is the AI Writer for Work. This is your writing assistant. It helps you with emails, briefs, reports, and meeting notes. It can adjust the tone based on your role. Think about a task you did this week. Which of these 3 would help you the most in your tasks? Before we use any of these tools, you need to know how to open Brain. There are 2 easy ways. Method 1 is the left sidebar. You'll see a Brain icon there. Click on it and you land on the AI home where you can chat, manage agents, and explore features. Method 2 is usually faster. On almost any page home, a list, a board, a doc, look on the upper right corner. There's a multicolored AI button. Click on that and Brain opens. If you like keyboards shortcuts, you can also hit Control or Command plus K and type AI. Try clicking the top right button right now if you have ClickUp open. So this is chapter 2, the AI Knowledge Manager. I like to call it your company's librarian that never sleeps. Instead of searching manually or asking a coworker, you just ask a question in plain language. by typing, or even by speaking. And Brain looks across all your team's knowledge. You can also filter the sources that answers only from docs. Switch the filter only from tasks. It's easy, right? That keeps the answer precise. To get the most out of it, bring your existing knowledge into ClickUp. You can import from Notion, Confluence, Google Docs, spreadsheets, Asana, Trello, and more. And Brain doesn't just copy text. It expands on what it finds and connects ideas for you. Later, we'll try a real question together. Chapter 3 is the AI Project Manager. Think of it as a project manager that works 24/7. The first big feature is automated status updates. You can ask the status of any project and get a clean summary. That's done. What's done, what's in progress, what's blocked, and what the next steps are. It even includes clickable links so you can jump straight to the tasks or documents. Second, you can create automations with natural language. Just describe what you want. Like when a ticket is marked urgent, assign it to a support lead and set the due date to tomorrow. And Brain will draft the rule for you. Third is autopilot. You can turn on AI fields that automatically prioritize work, assign tasks based on availability and history, flag risks, and keep the most important thing at the top of the list. What weekly reports do you currently spend the most time putting together? That one is a great first candidate for AI help. Chapter 4 is the AI Writer for Work. This completes 3 pillars. On the left, you see meeting notes. Instead of scribing everything down, you can ask Brain to produce notes that list the attendees, key discussion points, decisions, and action items. There's even an early access note taker that can work during a live meeting. In the middle is the project briefs. Give Brain a few details or point it at an existing task list, and it can draft a full brief or specification document, pulling in relevant tasks and goals automatically. On the right is the status report. You can ask for a weekly report and get a full write-up, including an executive summary and a who did what list. Then you can even ask it to turn that report into a short message for your team. One important reminder, always treat anything AI writes as a first draft, not the final product. This is one of the most important points of the whole session, so let's pause on it. Anything AI generates should be treated as a starting point, never the finished work. Never send something written by a brain or an AI to a coworker, your boss, or a client without reading it carefully and checking it yourself. At the end of the day, your name is on that work, not the AI's. The good news is that even with a quick human review, you still save a huge amount of time. The AI does the heavy lifting. You just make sure it sounds like you and is accurate. Chapter 5 is where things get really powerful. AI agents. Agents are custom bots that you set up without any coding. You tell them what to watch for and what to do when that thing happens. They use natural language understanding, and most importantly, they already have access to all the team's information inside ClickUp. That makes them much smarter than a generic tool like ChatGPT. Look at two sides of the slide. On the left, what they are not just a simple chatbot. They're not a basic if then automation. And they're not generic language model with zero context about your company. On the right, what they actually are. They are more like team members that constantly watch for triggers. They learn from your workflows and data, and they can make routine decisions around the clock so your team doesn't have to. Let's walk through building a real agent step by step. We'll use a simple help desk example, auto triangling tickets. Step 1. From home, click agents, then manage agents, then new agent. Step 2. Set the trigger. We want this to fire when a task is created, and we can limit it to certain sources like emails, forms, or integrations. Step 3. Add a condition. For example, only trigger if the support request mentions the word bug or error. Step 4. Write the instructions. Something like if the title or description contains a bug, assign it to Alice on the QA team and set priority to high. If it contains feature, assign it to Bob, the product manager, and set the priority to normal. Step 5. Connect your external sources, Zendesk, Gmail, Forms, whatever you use. So the agent can actually see the incoming tickets. Step 6. Give it a name like ticket triage agent and hit create and save. From the moment it runs in the background 24/7. Take a moment right now and think of one repetitive task on your team that an agent could handle. Once you have a few agents, you can scale up to something that feels almost autonomous. Agents can auto-assign new tasks to the person suited for the work based on the role, past work, and current load. They can rebalance work if someone is overloaded so the team doesn't burn out. They can update task statuses as work progresses without anyone having to remember it to do manually. And they can continuously reevaluate priorities based on due dates, so the high urgency work always stays on the top and the less important items get pushed aside. When multiple agents work together, your project can keep moving even when people are offline or in different time zones. Your team gets to focus on the high value, creative, and strategic work instead of the admin layer. Chapter 6 is the AI image generator plus some creative tools. What makes ClickUp's AI image generator special is that it already knows your company, your logo, your colors, your brand voice, even the people who work there. So the images feel more on brand than something from a generic tool. It's really handy for quick brainstorming campaign ideas, adding illustrations to docs, or putting visuals on tasks without even leaving ClickUp. 3 practical tips on the bottom of the slide. First, you can ask for up to 10 image variants in one prompt, which helps you get the most from your monthly generation limit. Second, you can control the style by adding words like painted, photorealistic, or flat illustration. Third, everything stays in app, generate, review, and attach right to the task or doc. Beyond images, Brain is great at turning a rough idea into something usable. Here are 2 real examples. On the left, I asked it to help write an outline for a blog post about our script writing process for potential clients. Because I had already uploaded our internal guidelines, the outline is produced using language and best practices straight from those docs. On the right, I asked for suggestions for a YouTube video about 5 best CRM systems in 2025, that is. For that kind of industry research, I switched to the source filter so Brain could also browse the open web. It gave me a solid short list I could then refine. The rule of thumb is simple. For internal company knowledge, keep the source on docs. For broader research, a tone on web browsing. Either way, you get a strong starting point in seconds. Let's quickly pull it all together with 6 takeaways. 1. Brain has 3 pillars: knowledge manager, project manager, and writer, and they work best together. 2. You can open Brain from the left sidebar or even faster from the AI button in the top right, almost any view. 3. Important your existing knowledge, import your existing knowledge so the answers are grounded in your real company data, not generic internet information. 4. You can create automations and agents with plain English, no coding required. 5. Always treat AI output as a first draft. A quick human review is non-negotiable. 6. Agents plus autopilot can run the administrative layer around the clock, so your team can focus on the work that actually needs a human. Any of these points still unclear before we look at the action plan? So, implementing an action plan. Here's a 7-day plan, so this doesn't just stay theory. Day 1 and day 2, import your important knowledge, top docs, SOPs, and brand guidelines into ClickUp. Day 3, use Knowledge Manager on the 3 real work questions this week. See how the answer feels. Day 4, let the writer draft one weekly status report or meeting summary for you. Day 5 and 6, build one simple agent that handles a repetitive task like a triage or an auto assignment. Day 7, show one team member what you learned. Teach it is the fastest way to lock it in and multiply the value across the team. The goal is momentum, not perfection. Just start with 1 or 2 steps and build from there. Okay, let's get started with the practical implementation of the AI features. So there are 3 places where we can access the AI features. First is on the left side through the navigation bar. You can see that as soon as we click on it, the Brain feature opens up. We also have the AI feature in the center top, where we can mention the features or any option or any details we want. Thirdly, you can see on the top right that we have the Brain feature, we have the automation feature, and we have agents which we can use. All right, let's try another feature where we upload documents and we can ask the AI feature to explore what's in the document. So let's get started. Let's go in the settings. In the import export area, let's import items, document. Okay, I had imported documents before, so let's import a similar document. Okay, you can see the document has been imported. Let's go in the main AI area. Okay, let's find the document. Okay, here it is. Here's the document option. Okay, let's ask any question which we can extract from the document. Tell me about details for New Zealand as per its construction industry. This might take a while. Here it is. You can see that the data was extracted from this document and we can view it. Similarly, we can ask anything. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so we have a list open. There are a number of tasks in this. But what if we can't locate the task number and we want to ask updates? So let me just try this. There's an internal kickoff meeting. So let me copy this. So why don't we ask the AI feature to tell us about the internal kickoff meeting without scrolling through the list of tickets? Okay, share updates for the internal kickoff meeting. When was the ticket created? What is the status? And whom is it assigned to? Okay, here we have the detail. It was created on 20th August. It's on 26 at 6:45, and it's unassigned currently. So just to let you know, the strength of AI, how it can navigate through the tasks. We just need to know the location. We can simply just type it and find where it is. Let's try something else. Let's add for an update from July to August 20th. Please share an update for all the tasks which were created from July 01, 2026 to current date. Share the ticket assignment details and the progress status. Okay, this might take a little time as a number of tickets. Here we have it. You can see the data status of all the tickets, and we can ask further questions. Let's suppose we have to share the update with our team. So we can ask the brain option, the AI option, to summarize it into 50 words. Please summarize the above into 50 words, no more. Here we have it. We can copy and paste this in our group where the team can also find out. So another thing demonstrated. Okay, let's work on automations. All right, suppose we want to automate a number of tasks in this. So how do we do it? We can ask for assistance with the AI. All right. I want all tasks to be automated as soon as a task is created. Please assign it to me. Please share the process of how to automate. So this is also taking some time, but they've given a process how to do it. So we can also go into the details. They've given a complete process, how we can follow this. So it's quite comprehensive, the details. So we can also do one more thing. We can also have the AI status. We have a summary AI. It checks the status of each of the tasks and it shares an update. So let's also create this. So we can add a column here. Let's type AI summary. So AI summary 1. So we want the summary. We have the progress update of today's tasks, and we want them in a short way. So autofill when tasks are created and auto update when tasks change. And that's what we want. So let's create it. Okay, we saw this option how we can make a summary AI features. Let me implement the agents. So let's manage agents. Let's create an agent. So we simply have to put the conditions of agents. So let me put that. Let me select a task. So 10 sources. Let's collect all of them. Let's paste this. Only triggers if a support request mentions a bug or enhancement. So any ticket which comes from the support and it mentions the name bug or enhancement, it will be sent to our queue. And after being sent to a queue, it will also be assigned. So let me put the condition for being assigned also. So if the word contains a bug, it's assigned to Alice. And if it's a feature, it will be assigned to John and assigned to normal priority. So the number of integration options here, we are going to implement them. We're not going to properly implement them. It's a lot of detail in that. But just to show you, we are creating our agent. And here we have our agent. Okay, team, thanks a lot.